Hi, I'm Angela. Have you ever felt like life just completely knocked you down and you had only two choices? Either you could stay down or you could figure out a way to get back up. Well, that's where I found myself. At 47 years old, I'm rebuilding my life one day at a time. But it wasn't because I wanted to, it's because life gave me no other choices. Hey everyone, my name is Angela. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, like, comment. This channel will be documenting my journey. This channel will be talking about healing and how I'm healing and how you can heal also. We're healing together. So I wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm rebuilding my life at 47 and some of the events leading up to that. I wanted to give you a little bit of insight into who I am and why I decided to start this channel. 2.5 years ago, I lost my beautiful daughter Jada to glioblastoma brain cancer. It's one of the most aggressive brain cancers that you can have. Um, to tell you a little bit about her, she was a bright light. She was absolutely beautiful inside and out, and I love her with every fiber of my being. So losing her really devastated me. Um, as you can imagine, with anybody that has lost someone that's so close to them, and anybody that knows me knows how close me and my daughter were, and still are today. And shortly after losing Jada, I decided to walk away from my long term marriage of 28 years. We both knew it was over. We sold our house. He went his way. I went my way. So those were very tough events. And I fell into a depression. For a long time, I tried to mask my pain with food, alcohol, hanging out with my friends. I was trying to run from the pain. But we know pain has a way of waiting on you when you get home. So that didn't work. I even use other people, if I'm being honest. So, what I'm doing now is learning to heal the right way. I'm learning the steps that I need to go about in order to heal. Losing my daughter like took a part of me that I would never get back. I would never be the same without her. And I realized that I needed to go and get some help. So I was in several different mental hospitals, and I used to be so ashamed to say that, but I'm learning that there's nothing wrong with going to get help. There's nothing wrong with saying, look, I need to go get my mental health checked. I'm not right. I'm not okay. So I went and got some mental health and in therapy. And honestly, some days therapy is a little triggering, but I'm staying in there with it. It helps me on some days, but some days, if I'm honest, it's triggering. I don't think it's any amount of words that anybody could say to me to help me deal with the pain of losing my daughter. And we're going to get through this video without tears. But she just meant so much to me. Um, and I know that Jada will be absolutely proud of me for the steps that I'm taking. You know, she wanted me to keep going. She wanted me to be good without her being here. And I know that she will be proud of me for doing that and having enough courage to leave my marriage. So I made this channel because not only to help you all, but to help me too. To me, this is a form of therapy. And I feel like I know that when I lost Jada, I was going through the internet and I was trying to find someone that I can relate to, that may be struggling with the same things that I felt like I could, get some tips, or I didn't feel so alone. And it was hard for me to find someone that was real, that was just keeping it real, and that's what I was looking for. And shout out to all the parents that have reached out to me and just showed me so much love in my city. Thank you, because you have no idea how much I needed that. I needed it from someone that knew exactly what I felt like and that helped me. So I created this channel in order to show somebody that you can go through the most devastating time of your life. And I promise you, I know it feels like you cannot make it. It feels like you want to check out of here. But I promise you, if you just stay another day, tomorrow it'll look different. Tomorrow things will look different. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the day that I felt like I couldn't make it, which you know, I'm thankful that God really showed me my purpose and that I'm still here. But it was a time that I did not want to be here. I had went out with my friends. I went to a day party, had a wonderful time. I had never been to a day party here in my city, so I had an excellent time. Of course, I was drinking, and that's how I masked my pain is with alcohol majority of the time. And I felt good. I went home, I was on a up, but once the alcohol wore out off, I went down, and I felt the saddest and the worst that I had ever felt. I felt like a failure because I couldn't keep my marriage together. I felt like a failure because I could not save my daughter. Living with that guilt is hard, and I know there's nothing that I could have done, but as her mother, God entrusted me with her. I wanted to be able to do something to save her. So I felt like a failure for not being able to do that. So I cried out to God, please, God, please take me out of this pain. And it's nothing no one could have said. I have good friends, I have good family, um, that will listen to me and, offer advice and everything. But I felt so down. I felt like I had lost everything. At that time, me and my son were trying to rebuild our relationship because we had been estranged for about 3 years. So we was trying to work on our relationship, and I felt like such a failure because all I had was being a wife and being a mother, and I absolutely loved being a wife and I loved being a mother, and I felt like I had lost everything and I had nothing to live for. So I wanted to check out of here. But I'm so thankful that God called me and showed me my purpose. And I thought about the things that Jada shared with me, um, when she was sick before she passed. She slept in a bed with me. And we were talking one day, and she said to me, man, Mama, I would be so sad if something happened to you and you died. And I said, you would be sad, Jada. I would be so sad if something happened to you. But you know what? If something happens to me, I want you to continue living your life. I want you to fulfill all your goals. I want you to do all of this. I said all the things that, a mother would say. And she got quiet and she looked at me and she said, Mama, I want you to do the same thing. And I said, Jada, why are you talking like this? And she said, because I want you to. She said, we need to focus on our spiritual body more than our physical body because that's what lives on forever. And I said, Jada, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to. But looking back, I believe that she knew and she was trying to get me prepared. But I thought that God was going to heal her. So thinking back at that moment that she told me, Mama, I want you to keep going. I want you to, you know, keep going, without me. I knew that's what she would want me to do. How I was going to be able to do it, I did not know. But I knew that's what she wanted. But I didn't know how to do it because I was in so much pain. So I made a promise to myself that I was going to keep going as hard as it was to do. Excuse me. That I was going to keep going. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm choosing to do. I'm choosing to keep going even when it hurts. I'm learning to let my pain out. I'm learning to let my anger out. I'm learning to love myself. And I'm learning to see the how wonderful I am. For a long time, I hid behind being a wife. I hid behind being a mother. I don't have those things anymore. I only have me. And I'm figuring out that I am an awesome person. I was a fantastic mother. Was I a perfect mother? No. But I was a wonderful mother. I was a good wife. Was I a perfect wife? No. I could have done things a whole lot better. Both of us could have. So, this channel is all about healing. It's all about healing from grief, healing um, from divorce, from hurt, from pain. It's about self love, about learning to love myself, learning to be alone. That's one of the toughest things that I'm trying to learn right now is to learn how to enjoy my own company without having to have someone there. I always had my daughter, I always had my husband, my son, I always had my friends. But now it's me. Yes, I do. I have friends. I have my friends. We go places and do things together. But I need to know how to be alone and love just me. So that is what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be tears. It's going to be ups, downs, joys. It's gonna be a roller coaster ride. I say a lot of time, oh my God, my life is like a movie, and I have a lot to share. So I said, why not start a YouTube channel and let you all inside? It's a lot. It's almost a Tyler Perry movie. So buckle up and come along for the ride and just come along on my journey and listen to um, all of the stories. So thank you so much for even being interested in what I have going on. Uh, I'm just so thankful. Happy, me healing, self love, loving myself. She also had a YouTube channel. If you get some time, go and check out her channel, Jada Annette Noel. I haven't been able to go on there since she passed away. I'm not ready to do that. But go and check out her channel. She was so awesome. She had very encouraging things on her channel. She advocated for getting yourself checked out if you're having headaches. Go and get it checked out because that's how she found out that she had brain cancer. So I feel like I'm her voice since she's not here to do it. I'm here to do it for her. So if you know anybody that's having severe headaches, not every headache is, going to be, something going on. But if you're having severe headaches, go and get it checked out. Just go and get it checked out. You never know. Jada was having headaches. She continued to have them. I took her to the emergency room, and that's where they found her tumor. So if you know anybody that's going through that, go and get it checked out. And if you have some time, go and check out her YouTube channel. She talks about, how she found out that she had a brain tumor, her surgeries. She talks about all that. She was so brave, much, much braver than me. So I was extremely proud of her, and I'm still proud of her today. So this channel will be all about, like I said, healing. I will talk about my daughter a lot because I don't ever want the world to forget about her. She was absolute beauty inside and out. And I'm so, so thankful that God entrusted me with 23 years with her because she was such a blessing. And she still is today. Um, Her light is still shining bright, even though she's not physically on this earth. Her light is still shining, and her legacy is still going on. So I don't want anybody to ever forget about her. Jada ain't at nowhere. Go and check out our YouTube channel and subscribe to my channel. Um, Thank you so much for listening to me, and please stay tuned for the next video.